Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We begin with a Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is very deep, right? A lot of emotions here. I feel like you're somebody who is very in touch with your emotions. I feel like you have peeked behind the veil of your own feelings and really gotten down to the core of what drives you, what motivates you, what you care about, what you want, what you don't want, right? We're not living on the surface. We're not living in the shallow end of the pool here. You've gotten very, very deep with things. And I think that this is, it's kind of it's like a big transition in your life right now, you know, where you're starting to really realize the things that you really, really do care about. And I feel like you're focusing your life on those things. You're somebody with a lot of compassion. You're somebody who, I feel like you care about everybody, you know. There's room in your heart for everybody, for all of nature, all of the universe, right? But we're getting down, we're starting to be very, very honest with ourselves. We're getting down to those core things, those non-negotiables, those things that you need in your life and that you're refusing to go without, right? So there's a lot of power in this card. This is the Queen of understanding how you feel and what really drives you and what your desires are, what your soul desires are. That's a really powerful thing, right? That's sort of the fuel that gives you the fire, you know, to direct your life. Let's see what we're doing with this energy. Yeah, let's put it into some context. Let's do a few more of our cards here. Well, we've got a Queen of Pentacles now. Very good. See, now we're able to translate that feeling into action. A Six of Cups. That's the kind of success that we want, right? That is those peak experiences. The Three of Swords. Makes sense in the background position. An Ace of Pentacles and another court card, a Princess of Cups, right? So this is really now we've got water and earth. We've got water and earth, and this card itself is water and earth. So this really is about taking our desires and manifesting them, doing something in the physical world to start bringing them to materialization. Let's check out the path of the Serpent. Six of Wands. The Hierophant. Very appropriate in the environment, right? Hierophant in the environment. We know what that is. Another court card now. We've got the double air energy with the Prince of Swords. Connects us with the air back here. And gives us now 4 court cards. Let's see what the final card is. Another court card. And it is another queen. I think really there's somebody in your life that's kind of like discouraging you, right? There's somebody, it feels like there's somebody that doesn't really want you to figure this out because it's almost like it changes the game for them. You know, because maybe they feel like if you really truly discover what you want in life, it's not really going to include them so much, you know, or it might take you in a different direction, right? Because it feels like there's somebody in your life that isn't really in touch with their desires. It could be that you're really formulating this direction in your life, sense of purpose, sense of agency. And this other person feels like they're going to be left in the dust. All right. And maybe that is the point. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of this realization, is that you just want something. What this is, you don't, it's not for you, right? We'll see. We'll analyze these cards one by one. First, let's select the mystery card, the bonus card, the confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go right over here. We're going to put Frankenduck on top of it. We're not going to look at that until the end of the reading. You do have to stick around. But that card will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you want to play a little game with me, you want to try to predict that card, put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it an exercise of intuition. Yeah? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. All right, it supports the channel, and I appreciate that. So let's see what we have in terms of our elements here. I notice that we're sort of limited on the major arcana. We've got just the Hierophant. Just the Hierophant. This is kind of our spiritual quest right now, is to realize what really is sacred to you, what means something to you, not what the world tells you you need to pursue, right? And that's the Hierophant. And Hierophant in the environment is a very important position for this card, because it kind of says that the world around you, whether it's just a person or family or culture or society, the world at large, sort of dictating what you're supposed to like and not like, what you should be pursuing, what you should be interested in, what you should be devoting your life to. Should. I hate that word, right? Because it takes away your individuality. It takes away your uniqueness. It takes the work out of it, You don't have to figure it out for yourself. It's already there, for you to just go ahead and pursue. It makes it easy. Yeah. I feel like you're going against this. I feel like you're trying to discover your own path. You're trying to figure out what means something to you, right? And I think that is sort of making somebody in your life a little uneasy. I don't know. I feel like your next move really does change the game for everybody, right? Because you're going against this obstacle. This is sort of a gatekeeper energy. This is sort of an idea of some outside force kind of saying, this is where you're meant to be. That's your little box. You stay in there. That's your fate. That's your destiny, right? And I think your spiritual work right now is to realize that it's not up to anybody else, right? That there's no one or nothing around you that is telling you what you're supposed to care about, or that, shouldn't be, right? Well, there's that word again. But that's the work right now for you, is discovering what means something to you, what is important to you, based on your own perception, feelings, based on your own kind of, your own awareness of yourself, your own self-discovery. Not what anything else is telling you you're supposed to desire. Okay? Certainly not if there's another person in your life that's worried about you, it's kind of nervous about you finding your own way, because then you're going to realize that it's away from that person, right? And they might be an air sign person. It could very well be an air sign person, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. Let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles. This is recognizing something in the past and using that as wisdom to move into the future. Okay. Using that as understanding that we can apply to the rest of our lives. So what the Queen of Pentacles is looking at, of course, is this Three of Swords. Three of Swords is your memory of a past event. And I think that this is either a relationship, it is a relationship, but whether it's with, parental figures, or with some things at work, or whether it's with friends, whether this is a romantic thing we're talking about, this is recognizing in the past how your connections in life were in some way restricted or inhibited by somebody. It's almost like you're in a relationship and the partner didn't want you to have friends. Or when you're a kid and your parents kind of pick and choose, your activities and who you're going to hang out with and what sort of sports you're going to do and what instrument you're going to play, It's kind of a memory. It's a remembering of all of those times in your life where somebody decided something for you. Okay? And I feel like that is kind of the fuel that's going to be pushing us forward. Now, I really like that we have our fire energy down here, because it kind of says that we're getting kind of fired up by some of this energy now. And so we have our major, we have a little bit of fire. We have quite a bit of the water. We've got some air, and then we've got a little bit of earth. Okay, so really this is the major win for you is to step out in your own direction, pursuing something that you want, that's not being dictated by anybody else or influenced by anybody else or decided by anybody else, right? It's kind of like you're an adult, I'm assuming, right? So you have the authority of your own life to choose your own friends, to choose your own path, to choose what you feel, or to acknowledge what you feel, to decide what you believe in and what path you're going to take, right? And I feel like it disrupts something in the world. Anytime somebody wakes up, I feel like the evil forces kind of get nervous, right? They lost one more soul to the light, So we have a pretty good mix of cards here. The future position with the Princess of Cups, this really is you discovering what you feel and deciding to be led by those feelings, not to be led by any kind of logic, right? Not to be led by any kind of influence from anybody else, from your past or your future or your present, not to listen to anybody else telling you what to do, but by feeling, by having a dream, by having a vision, having a fantasy, having a desire, and acting on it in a healthy, respectful way, of course, right? We're not trying to deny anybody else their right to do so, but for you to really follow your own heart. Yeah. And that's really what we see with these two as well. Okay. With the Six of Cups underneath everything, you're somebody who really is looking for connections. You want to connect with the people, the places, the ideas, right? That mean something to you, that matter to you. If something's decided for you, it's not certain whether you're going to connect with it or not. Maybe you'll get lucky and, your parents put you in a certain sport or a musical instrument or something, and you just happen to love it. Happens to be the best, happiest thing you've ever done, right? But I think when we're led by our own feelings and aspirations and hopes and dreams and wishes, we're more likely to have these sorts of relationships because we're seeking out that which resonates with us. And this isn't a complicated message. I'm not saying anything new here. You've always wanted this. This is that day. This Six of Cups is the best day of your life. This is the happiest you've ever been. I feel like you want to have a day like that. Right? You want to be in a relationship or a situation or just out with friends or doing anything, pursuing some sort of passion or some sort of interest, a course of study or a sport, hobby, anything, where you can just say, this is the happiest I've ever been. Even if it doesn't really work out all that well, who cares? That's not the point. The point is that you're pursuing those things that mean something to you. And that's what really feels good. Right? And the Ace of Pentacles at the top of the path of the dove, of course, is you realizing that you're going to be beginning a lot of things. See, we're not talking about endings here, right? We have these sixes. We don't have anything beyond the six of any suit. We don't have a 7, 8, 9, or 10 of anything. So this is about the beginning and having your life reflect more authentically who you are as a spiritual being. And you know that you're going to have to make a lot of decisions, a lot of steps forward, a lot of new things. You're going to step out onto maybe a lot of different paths. But each time you step out on a path, you're doing it because it is of your essence. It is a reflection of your soul, of your spirit. And that's a game changer. That's a game changer. Right? That is really, it takes discipline, it takes heart, it takes courage. Right? And that's what we see when we go to the path of the serpent. Over here, we've got that courage, confidence. We've got a 6 of Wands here. The real victory for you is to overcome the Hierophant. To get out from underneath whatever that energy is, that sort of, it's confining in a way. It's almost as if, we're being told, maybe not told to stay in your lane, but this is the freeway for you. This is the only road you can change lanes on this freeway, but you're still on that freeway. Well, we're kind of taking the courage now to go off-road a little bit, to go explore and create our own path forward. You don't have to follow a prescribed path anywhere in life. Okay, and if you do, it's your choice. Right? So the real victory here is to just take the first step in any direction that is of your own sort of aspiration, right? It's almost like you're kind of leaving home for the first time, It feels like that. And the Hierophant, of course, is not going to let you go easily. I think there's a lot of people around you that want you to kind of keep doing what you're doing, stay in the box, stay in your lane. It's sometimes when someone starts to wake up, there are forces in the universe that will conspire to put you back to sleep again. And that's where the victory is, for you to stay wide awake and to be aware of how you're being influenced and kind of nudged or even pushed in a particular direction by a lot of different things in life. Okay? And for you to be consciously aware of that. Now, this is Jupiter in Leo. This is the confidence that's going to grow. The more you learn about yourself, the more you take that first step, and then the second step, the more confidence you will get. And the stronger you will feel, and really the easier it will get. The obstacle, of course, is that Prince of Swords. I feel like that there is an air sign person in your life somewhere here. And I feel that it's either a friend or a family member, it could be a romantic partner, even somebody, that really doesn't want to see you do something different, that kind of wants to it almost is someone telling you, wow, I can't believe you're going to do that, or you're making all these changes in your life. And it just seems rather drastic. It seems rather impulsive, And in a way, maybe it is impulsive. But this is a fixed air energy. This is somebody who kind of believes that we are just one particular thing. It's kind of locked into this understanding of themselves and is not open to experimentation, is not open to growth, right? And so it really is about getting away from this sort of energy. It's not that you have to leave this person or kick them out of your life or anything, but to recognize that sort of energy for what it is and not succumb to it. It's one of these kind of horror movie motifs, really, right? That somebody's learning the truth and realizing, and they're starting to go in the right direction to solve the whole mystery of the movie. And suddenly everybody, even the people very close to them, are saying, no, don't go down that way, right? No, you come back here, come back this way, And so we just have to kind of recognize that and say, okay, I hear you. I know where I need to go. This is a trust and a reliance upon yourself, that you know the direction of your own aspirations, right? And what we've got next, of course, is that very thing. That's the Queen of Swords at the end. This is somebody that has kind of stopped listening to the rational mind, stopped listening to all the voices around them, and is just following that heart. Can see the bigger picture of where your heart is leading you. Saying, yeah, that's what I want. That's where I'm going. Yeah. So it's not that you're not listening to logic. It's not that you become a completely irrational being. But following your heart, following your dreams, following your aspiration is, by definition, an irrational function. It's an irrational thing. You're not following logic. You're not trying to make a pros and cons list and try to figure out what the most practical thing is or anything like that. You're following that dream, because I think you're getting a glimpse of that dream. I think that's what the Queen of Cups is. You're having a vision. You're having a fantasy. You're having these desires and these wishes and these aspirations, and maybe literally in your dreams, calling you to something else. It's leading you away from what is considered standard or normal or mainstream or prescribed for you. It's taking you way outside your lane. Okay? Let's check in with that mystery card. I would like to see, I'd like to see more earth energy. I'd like to see an unfolding of some of this. Maybe even a Six of Pentacles, I think, would be stunning right now. The Star card, obviously your power card, I think would be perfect too. Let's see what we've got. Judgment. Rebirth, reawakening, the baptism by fire. This is you waking up. This is you being reborn into the spiritual realm, no longer confined by the institutions of earth, that you're waking up to your true self. You're waking up to your true path, waking up to your true life. It's almost like we've been asleep the whole time, just kind of doing what the world has kind of been pushing us toward, and it's like everybody else. That's how we all kind of do it. This is you waking up to something higher than that. There's no way you can go back to sleep now, because you've had some sort of awakening, some sort of realization, and it's kind of like the evil forces have lost another soul to the light, and I love that, because this is kind of saying now, it doesn't matter what you do in life, you can try to go back to sleep, but your soul's not going to let you now. Once you're awake, there's some part of you that stays awake, even if we maybe forget about it for a time, but it's always there now. So there will always be this kind of nagging tug at your heart that's trying to pull you in the right direction. And it's up to you whether you're going to listen to it or not, or if we're going to just kind of try to go back to sleep. It's your choice. But this is a wonderful confirmation, and now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Aquarius, Thursdays and Sundays, so be sure to watch both readings. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.